December 21st, 2012. Is it the end of civilization? Were the Mayans and the Incas and the Chinese and the Buddhists right? Will aliens show up and eat us? Is it our destiny to return to the stars? To return to the stars.
You know, if I had something really meaningful to do with my life right now, I'd be doing it. But since I don't, I'm watching The Joe Show.
Who is it? Sir, we're with Super Duper Lottery. You are our grand prize winner!
Oh. Well, I've been taking this Proton Extreme supplement lately, and I'm kind of busy right now, if you know what I mean.
But sir, you just won $10 million!
Men who take Proton Extreme male potency supplements think it's better than winning the lottery. And so will you. Call now for your 30-day risk-free trial. Call 1-800-344-8967. That's 1-800-344-8967. Proton Extreme works fast and lasts a long time. A really long time.
How much longer can he keep going?
Coming up on The Joe Show. On this episode of The Dog Fixer, Joe finds himself facing a feisty female Queensland healer with a need to necessitate a nasty nip. See how Joe tackles this case of the hyperactive biter. Dogs.
No. No, Sam.
So I'm going to come over here and she's going to want... There you go. I'm gonna move around, come out to the center a little bit, right here. Now your dog wants to eat me, so what do you do here? Give me the leash.
Stop it.
That's great. That's just what I want to hear. See, she knows my leg right there. Leave her. So if she snaps and you go like hell, back and then you relax it. See? Now you may have to poke her. She doesn't believe me.
No.
Using my left hand, because she has to be behind me to make it work, and right now she's leading. Like I showed you before. Hey. Good. Good. Sit there. Hey. You before. Hey. Hey. Okay, let her go. Okay. I'm holding the leash in my left hand. Ouch! Oh! No. There you go. Now get that correction going.
go in a circle. This is where I want, yes, this is where I want you. No. Up, up. Good, good. See, it just, it helps. What I do is I tune her in to the things that I want. It's like a dial. She's off in this other frequency. She's on the K-Joy channel, and I want her to be on the hard rock channel, right? So I got to kind of tune her into my station, and those dialing methods are snapping my finger, hey, making noises, my disapproval, my acceptance. All those things help tune her into my channel, which is, you know, if yours is Christian rock or it's, you know, Latino jazz, whatever. But she's on her own frequency, and hey, this is where I want you, right? This is where I want you. I have to believe that she has to listen. I believe in my heart that she has to listen to me. And so that helps her. Hey, don't ignore me. Right here. She has a big tendency to ignore. Good girl. Good girl. You're a nipper. You're a nipper. Yes, you are. I want you to try to continue. She's going to go, oh, yay. I got my power back. Okay, now first thing you did was you geared up for war. You just wrapped this thing around your hand and you were ready for battle. So that kind of energy is something that shows a little bit of trepidation. And when she senses trepidation, that gives her a little smile like, yes, yes, I am winning. She will not foil my plan to take over the family, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, now that was pretty good. Did you see her just walking with the nice relaxed leash? So that's the goal. Forces her to learn about how this whole thing works, how walking knee to knee. See, she was going where she wants to go. Where do you want to go? Okay, so you lost her. She's running.
Yeah.
So,
Stop.
if her stops, if you have to, give her a poke. If she's totally just ignoring you, then you got to bring her back around. Now, really try. Just think of having her right beside you, and don't let her drift off. Now, you try again. You don't have to take a big step. You just take a normal step, but just start leaning. There you go. That's actually really good. That's perfect. That's perfect.
God, it's like, stop it.
No, dear, she's going to do it over and over and over again.
Hey.
But eventually, she'll get it.
If I had anything better to do, I'd be doing it. But obviously, I don't have anything else to do, so I'll watch the Joel Show.
We wanted to move in 90 days, and that was our goal.
Selling a home can be a challenge.
I've been through this type of market before. I'm going to be there every step of the way to guide them through it.
Realtors I work with know the markets that they're in.
They know how to market it. They know how to sell it.
A realtor is making it seamless for us.
Interest rates are at historic lows, which means more buyers are in the market for a home like yours. Every market's different. Call a realtor today.
The market is always changing, and I'll always be ready for it.
Sheriff? Carl Van Helsing.
Everybody calls me Billy.
Coffee?
Oh, thanks, sugar, but I prefer tea if you don't mind.
You like it hot?
Very hot.
Thinks she likes you.
Well, she makes good tea.
She cooks, too.
Your deputy, Mr. Riggs, told me about the killings here.
I hope you like it.
Thanks. I'm sure it'll be just fine, dear.
Buddy told me what you said. I talked to Sheriff Wills. He said I'll listen to what you have to say. That's why I called you here.
Well, I appreciate your willingness to listen. Not everyone is so open-minded.
Wills is a good man. He said you're okay, I believe him. But if you think vampires did these killings, I find that hard to believe.
So did he, at first. From the description of your victims, I'd say it's possible.
You're a college professor. You really believe in vampires?
I teach history, myths, and facts. In professional circles, I don't say they are real. I also don't say they aren't. Privately, I know what I know.
I'm elected. Voters think I'm chasing vampires. I'm out of a job. A joke for years.
If I went public with what I know, I don't think I'd be teaching either. These cases are best handled discreetly, assuming you have this particular problem. Have you ruled out animals?
I thought maybe panthers or bears, but there were 3 girls with Tommy and Jinx that night. Where are they?
Could be they escaped, or they've got very sharp teeth.
No one's seen or heard from them. They didn't call for help. I got an APB out and we'll find them.
Hiding from a scene like that could mean they were very scared.
Folks get scared, they run for help. Guilty ones hide. My nephew JJ said he saw monsters tear Jinx to pieces. I have a hard time believing that. Do you?
No one believes it till they see it. I've seen it. If I can examine those remains, I'll show you proof. If I'm right, we're going to need some help. A professional who knows how to hunt these things.
Professional? What kind of professional?
A bounty hunter. A very specialized bounty hunter.
A bounty hunter? I got 50 armed men in my posse, more if I need them. We don't need a bounty hunter.
Sheriff, you could have 100 armed men. It wouldn't make a difference. Bullets don't kill them. It's a job for a specialist.
How do you stop something bullets won't kill?
You hire Little Joe.
Little Joe?
Bounty hunter. Kills vampires. He's the best there is.
Sheriff, come quick across the street. It's killing somebody.
Wait, slow down. Who's killing who?
A monster in the alley. It's across the street. We saw it. Come quick.
Come on, show us.
Hurry.
Where'd you see it?
In that alley over there.
All right, you girls, get back in the restaurant, stay there, call your folks, have them come get you. Van Helsing, come on. Wait right here. What the hell is this? Van Helsing, get over here.
Now this looks familiar.
This bike belongs to Buck. He rides with my boy. If this is all that's left of him, I'd have to say the same thing happened to Tommy and Jinx. I don't know any kind of animal could do this.
Those girls said it was monsters. You got 3 witnesses now, Sheriff. What more do you want?
Proof. You said you can tell by the remains?
Give me a sample of the remains and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is holy water. It reacts with blood antigens in vampires or their victims.
Okay, let's say you're right. But if you tell anybody around here we're chasing vampires, I'll find a reason to lock you up. People think I'm chasing vampires, I wouldn't be elected dog catcher.
Suit yourself, Sheriff.
You're an aimless traveler.
passing through space and time. About to enter a zone that has more of this and that, and a whole lot more of the other. It is an area that lies between what is real and what is not so real. What is clear and what is not so clear. From the finest and from the poorest.
I'm going to go to China to buy China.
So sit back and perhaps grab a snack and prepare yourself, because you're about to warp into the Joe. Gone retro. No. Oh, okay. Next.
Hey men, listen up. This is a manly commercial for men. When was the last time you used one of these skimpy little razors? Hollow in the middle? Kind you can just snap in half? Well, anyway, it's time you men use a manly size razor for your manly beards. And this is it. New, great. The ultimate in men's shaving pleasure. 44, count them. 44 razor sharp edges honed to the ultimate in sharpness. Scientifically designed to scrape not only the whisker, but the entire follicle from your manly face. Now for the test. First, the wipey razor on the left. And now, new great on the right. The difference is obvious. Order yours now from Fly-by-Night Operations for only $3.33. The same people that brought you Gouge, the ultimate toothpick for men. New great. It shreds away your whiskers today.
By the way, if you ever want to come back, let me know. And I was like, I'm not thinking about coming back, like, but I'm like, I don't want to, like, you know, it's over.
What's up? Wow. I'm working with a guy named Mike Michaels right now in Hollywood. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He does special effects for like Rest Stop, and he worked on that Lincoln movie. He's amazing. Yeah, he does special effects. He can do stuff like that, like horror stuff.
That's what I do my work.
Oh,
I can't see shit, man. That thing is not in the light.
You do, yeah, you do rubber. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
For me, because I do
Okay, ready? 1, 2, and 3.
You recognize the camera?
Yes, it's very expensive and technical.
It is. It's very technical.
Come and join the Fresno Filmmakers Alliance. We really do know how to party.
Welcome to the political arena. I'm Walter Klondike, and my guest today, Miss Dixie Lane, President of the United States. Dixie Lane, tell me about it.
You mean about my being president?
Yes.
Well, it was a landslide victory. The opposition didn't have a chance, especially after they tried all those smear campaigns.
The smear campaign, yes, I read something about that. Can you explain just a little bit in detail about how you smeared the opponent?
No, I didn't smear the opponent. My opponents attempted to smear me.
Oh yes, I must have read the wrong thing.
You must have read the wrong thing. That's true.
So tell me, how did you smear your opponent?
No. The opponent attempted to smear my campaign, but of course they were unsuccessful. That's why I won. You see, the person who wins is the one who was smeared against.
Right.
That's the way it works.
Okay, well, what was this smear tactic viewed against you?
They just tried to drag up all this false information. They tried to...
Sex scandal?
No, nothing like that.
No.
No, they just tried to, say all these, they just said, told the press a lot of lies. Well,
tell me, does your husband have any qualms about being the first man? So I bet he must be furious to have to take over all the ladies' club meetings and the luncheons and things like that.
Right. He doesn't enjoy that too much. It's not really what he wants to be doing.
So what can you tell us about your foreign politics and the Soviets?
Oh, I'm not going to fool around with too much with that. I think that's just a big waste of time. I don't really want to get into that kind of thing,
Kind of a down the United States goal, I should say.
Well, no, I'm just not going to deal with it. I'll think about it later.
Thank you very much. Today, we've had our president,
but I'm not through talking. I'm not finished yet. I have a lot more things I want to do.
Will be E.T. Thank you, and we'll meet the political corner next week.
I wasn't finished.
And now, the political arena presents Curious George, a spokesperson for the Democratic National Convention. Hey, Republicans! You lost the election, so look in the mirror and say out loud to all the world, I must now stop thinking about my political needs and desires and accept the fact that the Democrats get to express more of their political needs and desires now because why? Because you lost the election! We have to now shut the f*** up and get to work for the people who voted us in! Remember them assholes! And that's it for the political arena. I'm your host, Walter Klondike.
A Calvans driver knows the value of ride sharing, which makes it easy for you to find riders to join your van pool.
Hey, buddy, what time is it? I don't know. Let me check. Let's see here. I can't tell. You got a real watch? Welcome, wilderness fans, to another chapter in the saga of Joe's wilderness wanderings. Won't you walk this way while witnessing the wonders of the wild with our intrepid explorer, Geo Joe, as we follow him for a few minutes as he leads you all blindly through another outdoor trek to somewhere. This week's episode is entitled Edison Wilderness Gone Wild.
This road is the beginning of what I call Hobbit Land. This is one of the spectacular views you're going to find along the way that you can just pull over and stop and check out. It's one of the most amazing views, and it's only about 2 hours and 20 minutes out of Fresno.
Now, look into the skies and see that there are clouds forming. Those are thunderclouds, and thunderclouds bring rain in the summertime. And it rained every day, and sometimes into the night while you are there. So prepare. Prepare for the rain. It will come and rain on you and rain on your parade. Okay, first night, first sunset, and an incredible spot. Less than 3 hours from Fresno. The moon rising through the trees. That's how close the cars are. Come by. And that's why I got that up. Second morning. Beautiful. There's not a cloud in the sky. Okay, welcome to Mono Hot Springs. I'm right on the lowest hot spring, right next to the creek. And you have a little shallow area right here that's maybe 2.5 feet deep. This is where my dogs used to love to come and play, in this area right here. It's kind of set aside from the main part of the river. And it's just gorgeous here. Doesn't get much better than this. There's another hot tub right down there, a little lower one. That one's a little cooler than this one. This one's the hottest. This one that comes out right here, right in this area. But here we are, Mono Hot Springs, right along the beautiful river. And that's what I think about that. Get a good look at your guide. Check it out. That's what you got to deal with.
I'm the dog fixer, Joe.
She has a little bit of, she likes to pick up stuff and eat strange things off the floor. Yes, she does. Hey, No, right here. Come here. No. Come on. Right here. Are you getting camera shy? Are you getting camera shy? Well, that's what you're supposed to do, sort of. Yeah. Okay, come here. Come here. Good girl. Yeah. Walk, walk, walk. Walk, walk, walk. Come on. Walk, 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 walk. Walk, 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 walk like a chicken. Walk like a chicken. Walk like a chicken. Oh, that's so good. You can walk like a chicken real good. Right here. Come on. All right, good. Right here. Hey, hey, hey. Right here. Right here. Come on. Come on. No, right here. There you go. That's what I want. That's what I want. Right there. Right here. Right here. Oh, that's even better. Look at you walk. Look at you walk. Right here. Come on. Right here. Okay, stop. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. That's so perfect. Yes, that's so perfect. Look at you. Oh, she's the queen of perfection. Oh.
And now the Joe Show brings you some of that edgy stuff he promised you. With this Mythbusters parody, Noodle Up the Nose. Your nostrils should start clenching. Right about now.
Don't try this at home. We're professionals. We've got 30 years of experience to keep us safe.
Well, actually, you could try this at home. It won't kill you. In fact, it might just clear your nasal cavities.
This week, the Mythbusters tackle a myth going back, way back to the 1960s, where pranks and human experimentation went unchecked in dorm rooms and frat houses across America.
They don't just tell the myths, they put them to the test.
In this episode, we'll sniff out the legend of the Noodle Up the Nose myth. In this myth, our Mythbusters will uncover the plausibility of snorting a wet noodle up through the nasal cavity and out into the oral cavity while it remains in one piece. It's a Mythbuster first.
I'm going to get 3 pots of water boiling at the same time. It's a challenge that tests my very fabric, but I think I can do it.
Once that has been accomplished, we will then see if the wet, soggy, and snotty rope of pasta can be pulled in a tug-of-war fashion between both hands while maintaining the integrity of the noodle and our Mythbusters' dignity.
I don't think it's possible. The gag ratio is far more prevalent than the ability to actually slide a noodle in and out of your nose and in your mouth. I mean, for one, you'd probably just gag and throw up even if you did manage to get it to this point. Second of all, it'd probably just break and you'd have a noodle stuck up somewhere in here. Then, of course, there's also the possibility that it will just not be able to get in your nose at all because it'll be all soggy and all over the place because you do have to boil it in water.
Jamie's a pessimist, so I think this gag is totally possible. Okay.
This is my worst nightmare. It's not like I've done this before.
Our young myth turn, Lisa, finds out that boiling 3 types of noodles at the same time isn't as easy as it sounds. We're going to put these 3 noodles through the ringer and test them to the limit. The myth doesn't specify which noodle was used, So our Mythbusters have purchased 3 gauges of noodles: spaghetti, angel hair, and my favorite, ramen. With the proverb, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen, firmly in her mind, Lisa braves the heat and jumps into the fire for this challenge. After some work, we have noodle boiling. These noodles pass the stick to the wall test. Lisa picks the right tool for the right job. She'll have to get rid of this evidence before our Mythbusters get rid of her. The first and most critical part of this challenge is now complete. Lisa produces 3 perfect pasta plates for her perusal.
Look at how thick this is! Like I'm putting that up my nose?
Like finding the proverbial needle in a haystack, our Mythturn scans the soggy situation to select the slippery semolina that will slide her into the Mythbusters record books. Lisa chooses the ramen noodle for its soggy and small diameter. Can a noodle really go up your nose and out into your mouth?
Won't stop sticking to my finger.
We're locked and loaded and ready for insert. But before we do that, let's see what research went into this Mythbuster challenge. It looks like Jamie is hard at work gathering his critical calculations. First off, the length and diameter of each noodle is measured down to the nearest micron. With these exact calculations, Jamie is able to predict the tensile strength of all the noodles prior to boilage. As he finds out, working with noodles is a delicate operation and requires skill, dexterity, and full-on concentration. Jamie pulls out the Big Gun Atomic Torque Recorder to accurately uncover the elusive strength of these noodles. Ramen noodles offer up their own distinct problems for Jamie. Packaged in a solid clump, he will have to figure out the strength of an individual noodle within the confines of a dry clump, thus adding a whole new dimension to his calculation quandary. The 3 noodles are given one last pondering. Taking care to account for feasibility and safety, we don't want our Mythbusters being rushed to the hospital for any emergency nasal cavity excavation and/or evacuations. Now that the noodles are given a green light, Lisa begins her attempt.
See to drop it into my nose. I can't see where it's pointing.
Any bold predictions from the Mythbusters?
It's just killing me to not be able to try this myth. I've heard about it for years, but I just can't get in there, and I know Lisa's going to be able to beat me to it.
Okay. She is now starting down the double barrel of one of those dangerous challenges in Mythbuster history. It seems that a certain technique needs to be utilized as well as having the necessary diameter of nasal cavity opening.
So, how's the research going here, Lisa?
I can't do this. It's just way too creepy.
It's a Mythbuster first. Noodle in the nose, 1. Mythbuster 0.
I just don't think this myth is going to turn out plausible. Adam disagrees, but it's just not going to happen. I think it's already busted.
I think Jamie is totally nuts. I've seen this gag done before, back in the 1960s when I was in my frat house and the guys were doing all kinds of stuff that was just crazy. So, I think this myth is possible, and I'm going to see to it that this thing goes down. Okay. Our Mythturn Lisa failed this challenge due to 3 key elements. 1, she lacked proper technique. 2, she lacked the motivation to follow through. She just couldn't stand something in her nose and her mouth. And 3, she has a low gag ratio. Now it's my turn and our last chance to pull off this myth. It's time to put the pedal to the metal, or as we say in the business, the noodle to the nostril. Okay. You know, between you and me, my motivation to finish this challenge is to prove Jamie wrong. The water's over there, the noodle's in the water, let's do it.
Okay.
And it's done! Tug of war of the nostril! Whew. And there it is. This myth is confirmed. I'm gonna sell this on eBay.
Okay.
suffer from colon blowback? That's when you discover too late that you just can't hold back blowback mouth. How about poorly timed releases that don't coincide with your convenience? When you're out in the great outdoors and communing with nature, you don't need the unexpected, burdensome distraction of having to go when you're not ready to go. With Bronson's Blowback Blocker, you can forget about that worry altogether. Bronson's Blowback Blocker incorporates natural ingredients like lime and sand to help firm up that pesky colon flow that can be so distractive and inconvenient when it begs for an early and poorly timed release. It also works great when you need to curb spontaneous sharting.
Bronson's Blowback Blocker, when what you put in your body isn't exactly what you get out of it. Bronson's Blowback Blocker, Bronson's, it's for your colon. It works.
No one knows my inner pain.
There's a man who wrestles men, a man with a devil inside. He has the fight of a lion king, who fights for the right to a bride. You see this wavy one and say, but that just isn't right. You think you are imagining in a very unlit light. But it is true, the warrior who has undeveloped guns, whose frame is way too wafer thin, can barely hold two buns. But as he fights on each new day, his scramble to the top may mystify and humanize. His will never stop. His will never stop. Measly man. On this episode of Under the Mat, we take a premeditated and preemptive dive into the world of professional wrestling and the characters that make up this colorful and grueling battering ram of existence that is the life of a pro wrestler.
As my born, skinny son somewhat grew and matured into what he is today, his wrestling obsession began to take its toll on the neighborhood cats and dogs.
Under the Mat has uncovered the man behind the mask and the real person behind Measly Man, and his name is Barry Ritchie.
I crawl like a snake too, and without hesitation, I attack.
You are witnessing the beginning of a hero's journey. This is the beginning of a saga of one man's quest to simply be the best and to compete in today's world of mighty men of monstrous masses. Measly Man takes the road less traveled as the loner and the bare-boned teabag of a man whose look alone will have to do to menace his mighty foes. With muscles of mush and the mind of a mule, Measly Man makes a mockery out of machismo, and he knows it.
How's that? Can you hear me now? My son has acquired a view of himself far exceeding reality and his abilities. But that hasn't stopped my Measly Man from pursuing his lofty and misdirected dreams.
I am preparing for the heavyweight championship of the world. With no muscle like Masters, I'm a man of rebel tendencies. Yeah, with no means to back it up with my muscle like mass.
My son has a heart bigger than his sense. Now, I had my mighty man first. He grew up so fast and so big and so strong. I thought he was going to be the world champion wrestler. But I just could never understand why he would waste that mighty body on hairdressing. Now, Measly Man, he's very artsy too. He could have cut hair for a living, but no. He decides to be the wrestler. Then comes along my Measly Man 10 years later, and I'm thinking, well, here's my world champion wrestler. But no matter what I thought or how things happened, my poor Measly Man just was skin and bones, and then he just grew and grew, but he was still skin and bones, and
Then if you believe the hype, then Measly Man's your man.
I don't really know why his life's path led to wrestling men 10 times his own weight. His aggressive wrestling obsession began to take its toll on the neighborhood cats and dogs. But it quickly escalated when he began to dress himself in odd costumes while stalking and pinning down the postman and the milkman and...
No one knows how much inner pain I can inflict on my adversaries.
My son has a heart bigger than his sense.
Seen here attending a movie premiere over the summer, Measly Man mingles with many movie makers under the name of Barry Ritchie, a mild-mannered man whose style and grace afford him the movie director status he highly holds in this highly competitive world of Fresno movie directors.
I don't really know why his life's path led him to wrestling men 10 times his own weight.
I sneak around like a snake, and I crawl like a snake too, and without hesitation, I attack.
But I suppose his grossly naive approach to this life-changing decision to become a world champion wrestler came to him from watching hours of Tarzan movies.
Barry Ritchie, while doing his daily duties, dearly desires to pound his pathetic paws into monstrous opponents of menacing might. Yet you couldn't tell by looking at this mild-mannered man that he was a highly trained wrestling-wrecking machine, yearning, as he so eloquently and in his own special way describes his hope for his fans.
I may not have the muscles, but they don't even see me coming.
And neither does his opponent. Along with his wit and his lean, eelish style, he slips through most fingers and hands. But Measly Man, he so easily can feel pain from the jeers of his fans.
I am dangerous when I'm not attacking and bearing for the heavyweight championship of the world.
Hasn't stopped my Measly Man from pursuing his lofty dreams. His lofty and misdirected dreams.
They call me Measly Man.
Measly Man has one mission, one strategy, one collective conscious condition in which he bases his entire modus operandi on. And that one and one thing only is...
I'm the baddest, boldest, meanest on the mat.
And I support him 150%.
I'm man of rebels tendencies, yet with no means to back it up.
And that's it for this edition of Under the Mat. I'm Desmond Osmond reporting live for The Joe Show.
And when I'm not doing all this working, I'm watching The Joe Show. Measly Man.
Now back towards the light. Well, there you go, right there. That's it. Ah, that's good. Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
Came to him from.
Look right in the camera. You know those words. You know the line.
Came to him from what? Came to him from what? Came to him from watching hours of Tarzan movies.
Keep going.
Lay your two eyes upon me, you too would scream to out loud to all the world to hear those two words to which I am known for which I'm known to all as Measly Man.
It was very nice to see you stopping by my show. Tell your freakish friends to do the same the next time I subject you to the Joe Show.